and head coach Kendrick Wade. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement, recapping your past week's opponent and previewing your bye week.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everybody. First and foremost, man, I'm extremely excited, for how hard our players played. To say that we're disappointed with the outcome is an extreme understatement. We endured a lot, had to deal with a lot, some things that wasn't necessarily ideal or conducive to going out being successful. But I really have to applaud the guys for how they handled everything up there while we was in Chicago. But again, congrats to Coach Porter and Central State. Those guys played extremely hard, and they found a way to get it done. And our next opponent will be Delta State. We're off this week, but we got Delta State in 2 weeks, and obviously that's the place that I just came from last year, and they're a really good football team, defending Gulf South champs, very disciplined team. A team that you got to beat. They're not going to beat themselves. So we're going to use this week to kind of work on ourselves and get back to just some basic fundamental things, and we'll take it from there.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach Wade. We'll now open up the floor for questions for Coach. Once again, if you do have a question, please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue for Coach. First question goes to Des Barnes.
Hey, Coach. This is Des Barnes with MTMV Sports. So as you said, you came from Delta State, you got a bye week, you're coming in. So what is something that you're going to change in terms of the second half scheme going into playing Delta State? Because you all kind of, you did a really good job, but you kind of beat yourself allowing them to score in the third and the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there are a lot of things. We played a lot of players, so we still trying to figure out who's who on this team. So schematically, we're going to do what we do. We just had some just breakdown as far as just fundamental technique, just eye discipline, and just not being where we're supposed to be on a consistent basis. So we're going to use this week to kind of rectify those things and get those things corrected.
Next question goes to Michael Jefferson.
Yes, good afternoon, Coach. This is Michael Jefferson with Block Sports. We see that, as you said, things didn't kind of go your way against Central State. Both of you guys played up to your utmost, and they were able to get that winning field goal. What did you see in terms of your defense that really brings the positive aspect to what you can do later on down the line?
They just kept playing hard. I think we ran out of fear after the first quarter, as a team, but those guys just kept playing hard, So I told the team this. I said, with our defense, we're going to always have a chance to win a game because they're going to keep us in the game. And our quarterback are going to be the ones that's, going to have to bring this thing home for us. So defensively, we're very excited with how hard the guys played. But again, just some small fundamental breakdowns that we had that kind of cost us.
Now, on the offense, you're only able to score 21 points. What can you see in terms of your passing game that can really be a boost to what you have upcoming for the upcoming game, especially against Delta State?
We had some critical drops, so we had some big time drops. I think we had 4 drops yesterday that would have been big plays, and we had a critical turnover inside the red zone. As far as passing the ball, there are some things our quarterback play have to be better. Just kind of made the wrong reads on quite a few plays, and those are things that we're going to get corrected. And as I said, we're going to use this week to kind of really self-correct and do a lot of the things that we need to do, because it's not about our opponent. The team we just played didn't do anything, to stop us. We stopped ourselves. So as I said, we'll get all those things corrected this week.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks very much, and much success in your next game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Hey, Coach Wade, I hope you and everybody in Itabena are well. But just talk a little bit about this rivalry in the Delta when you have Delta State out of Cleveland and Valley playing, and what that looks like in the Delta, the SWAC brand, and obviously you have a D2 school in Delta State. But just talk a little bit about why this game is important for Valley fans.
Man, I'm from Cleveland, so it's home for me. This game, between these two schools, you have thousands of people who went to either Mississippi Valley or Delta State. So the bragging rights, recruiting rights, and all of those things that come with it. You know, Delta State is D2, but don't get it twisted. Delta State could be a FCS school if they really wanted to. I just left that place, so facility and financially, they're in a really good place. But it's just a great rival, man. And we've only beat them once. You know, we 1-5 in this game. The last time we beat them, I was a player back in 2002. So, man, it's a really big game, and people are excited about it, and they're already starting to talk about it. And like I said, we really looking forward to getting to it next week.
Coach, I remember covering those games back when I worked in Mississippi in television. But just talk a little bit about yourself being the head football coach at Valley, and so far what it's been like for you going to Chicago and continuing to keep this thing going.
Man, it's been amazing. You know, somebody asked me how was my first game as a college coach and at Soldier Field, and I told them it was no different than being a high school coach in Memphis. I mean, coaching is coaching. We born to do this, so you know it wasn't a big deal, as big as people wanted to make it be. You know, coaching ball is coaching ball, but it's great, man. You know, because the biggest thing about it is you have a person that's leading this program that genuinely care about the university. And, you know, for me, it's not a job. You know, I genuinely care about this university as a whole, care about these young men. And I'm just so excited to be able to lead this program.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Question goes to Mason Smith.
Morning, Coach. Everything's well in Mississippi. I did want to ask you about just the preparation for next week against Delta State. I know you talked about last week. It was kind of challenging with some logistical things. I understand you're not making excuses, but the idea of having, you know, a full traditional week of preparation, in-state opponents, you don't have to worry about travel as much. Just how is it going to be just being able to just get back to football next week?
Man, that's the exciting part, you know, because as coaches, as a coaching staff, our job is to put our kids out of put them in position to go out and be successful, you know, and I don't think we were able to do that this past weekend, you know, not pointing fingers at anybody. You know, all of it falls back on me as the head coach. I take 100% blame for everything that happens or don't happen with this program. So it feels good just to be able to just kind of get back to just being able to go out and prepare the right way and know that once we step out there on Saturday, you know, our kids have been in a position to go out and present them best selves. So we're excited about that. And like I said, we're looking forward to this week where we're going to focus more so on ourselves than we are our opponent. And like I said, next week we'll start that preparation with Delta State. And we're going to give these kids a couple of days off. You know, it's a bye week for us. So they'll get Saturday and Sunday off, and we'll get back to work on the following Monday and get ready for that game.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Last question goes to Dr. Cavill.
This is Kenyatta Cavill. Dr. Cavill's inside the HBC lab. Coach, if you would allow me, I'd like to take it off the field a little bit. My colleagues broke down those matchups from that perspective. I want to ask you first about this, you know, the Chicago Football Classic. What were your thoughts in terms of the experience for the students and maybe yourself in terms of participating in that classic?
I've been coaching 14 years, probably the worst experience of my life as far as just the logistics, as far as how things were set up, as far as the meals, as far as the hotel, just constant changes of the itinerary. I mean, there was a lot of things that just wasn't really conducive to going out being successful. But I assure my players, as long as I'm the head coach, they'll never have to go through that again. You know, because like I said, it all falls back on me. So, you know, we got to do a better job of doing our homework and doing our due diligence as far as making sure and ensuring that when our kids get to these classics, that they're treated in the manner that they need to be treated. And like I said, all of it falls back on me, but it'll never happen again. And like I said, as long as I'm the head coach here at Mississippi Valley, I have no intention of going back playing in the Chicago Classic, nothing against it. But for me, it just didn't work well for us, you know. But again, congrats to the other team. But, you know, it is what it is.
Certainly, Coach, and I thank you for being forthright and understand your in terms of being able to put that out there from that perspective. That's what leaders do.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Second question, we've heard, no problem. We heard this past week in a lot of different areas in regards to the FCS, FBS, Power 5, this and that, HBCUs, what I refer to as historically white colleges. In this case, it's a little bit unique for the designation, if you want to use that, in terms of a FCS program playing away, playing a home game at a Division II location. Can you talk a little bit about the uniqueness or the philosophical approach in terms of that alignment? And is that something that you can see done with the FBS program traveling to a neutral site or to a FCS program on the other side of that?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, yes, I could. I can see that. And this situation is very unique. Without locale and just kind of, us being FCS, Delta State being a Division II school, we enjoy that. Like, we're excited to go to that stadium and bring our fans and bring our band into that stadium. I can see FBS schools coming to FCS. I think it's a great idea just for these guys to, particularly PWIs, to be able to come to a HBCU campus and just kind of see the game day experience at HBCUs, and us being an HBCU being able to go to a PWI and just kind of look at the game day experience for those guys. So I think it's very unique, and I actually enjoy it. And I'm very excited that our guys get a chance to go over to Delta State and get on that campus and just kind of see how they go about celebrating and getting ready for a game as far as their fans are concerned. So we super excited about it, and I love the idea of doing this, and I will continue to do this. Love it.
Thank you, Coach Wade. Thank you for your candor, and look forward to the game this past week and the rest of the season. Take care. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Doc.
Coach Wade, as always, we appreciate your time and look forward to speaking to you again next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.